The mountain still smoldered, a dark silhouette against the bruised sky. Wisps of smoke curled upwards, painting streaks across the heavens. Moses descended from the peak, his steps heavy, the sacred stone tablets clutched firmly in his hands. They were carved by God himself, but as he drew closer to the camp, a cacophony of sounds reached him: laughter, wild shouts, and the rhythmic beat of dancing feet. A sickening golden glow pulsed from the center of the camp, reflecting in the firelight. It was a scene of revelry and chaos. There, in the very spot where the divine presence had once trembled, stood a calf fashioned from molten metal. It gleamed mockingly. A profound sense of betrayal and despair washed over Moses. Something deep within his spirit fractured and broke. With a cry of anguish, the tablets of the covenant struck the hard ground. The sacred stone shattered into countless fragments. The sound echoed like a clap of thunder across the entire camp, instantly silencing the revelers. The covenant itself was shattered. An eerie silence descended, replacing the earlier joyous noise. All eyes turned to the broken tablets and the furious prophet. Moses, his face etched with righteous anger, commanded the idol to be destroyed. The golden calf was cast into the flames. It burned fiercely, then was ground into fine dust. This dust was scattered upon the water, a bitter potion for their sin. The people were made to drink from this water, tasting the very essence of their rebellion and disobedience. It was a harsh lesson. Then Moses stood at the gate of the camp, his voice ringing out with a terrible clarity. Who is on the Lord's side? A stark line was drawn in the sand, separating those who would follow God from those who had strayed. The choice was laid bare. 3,000 souls fell that day, a grim testament to the cost of their idolatry. Judgment had been swift and severe, yet this judgment was not the ultimate end. There was still a glimmer of hope, a path towards reconciliation. The very next morning, Moses, burdened by grief and a desperate hope, climbed the fiery mountain once more. He went alone. He pleaded with God, his voice filled with raw emotion. "If you will forgive them their sin, I beg of you." Then, in an act of profound self-sacrifice, he added, "But if not, blot me out of your book, I pray." He stood as a shepherd, offering his very life for his stubborn, wayward flock. The mountain continued to burn around him. Below, the people waited in fearful anticipation, their fate hanging in the balance. The silence was heavy with dread. Finally, the verdict came, a pronouncement that chilled them to the bone. "I will send you to the land, but I will not go with you." These words struck deeper than any physical punishment. It was the ultimate separation. That was the true terror for them. Not the harsh desert, nor the formidable enemies they might face. It was the absence of God's guiding presence. The thought of being utterly alone was unbearable. Moses, understanding the gravity of this, refused to move forward without divine companionship. He stood firm. "If your presence does not go with us, do not send us up from here," he declared, his resolve unwavering. He sought a deeper encounter, a renewed assurance. He stood in the cleft of the rock, a humble posture of dependence. There, the glory of God passed by him, a majestic and overwhelming sight. Not face to face, for no man could endure that, but it was near enough to live, a glimpse of divine majesty that transformed him. He was touched by the sacred, and when he descended from the mountain once again, new tablets of stone were in his hands, a fresh covenant. His face, illuminated by the divine encounter, was shining with an unearthly glow. The people gazed in awe. Mercy had intervened, rewriting the covenant that had been so carelessly broken. A new beginning was offered, yet the memory of the shattered stone, the broken covenant, would forever remain etched in their collective consciousness. It served as a poignant reminder of their rebellion and the immense grace that had redeemed them. The path forward was clear, guided by a renewed promise, but shadowed by the lessons of their past transgressions.